Prayer is power.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. We are about to do a live, in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now, based on my current location in the state of New Mexico in the USA. Dr. Pillai has said the foundation of all religions is love. It is his desire through the Religion of Religions channel to unite the many different branches of all religions by meeting in the spiritual realm, by meeting in the heart. We believe in the supreme divine power taking form in all the gods and goddesses from every religion, and we celebrate their existence on planet Earth. The intention is also to give an authentic experience of God, the experience of divine love, where there is no separation from each other. So welcome, happy to have you here. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has talked about how the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with all of them. In doing the puja, we are invoking the blessings from these light beings to flow into our lives and also into our world. I'm still having a bit of technical situation. Ronnie's computer is still not fixed, so I'm going to need to swap in and out of the video to bring up the chart of now for today. So please give me a moment while I do that. And I apologize for the for the funkiness of how we're doing it right now. Just a second. I'll stop this share and bring up another one. Share screen. There we go. Okay, you should now be seeing the actual chart of now for today, March 22nd, 2023. To start the puja, well, first I should describe what I'm doing for the puja. I have a blackboard with the chart drawn in chalk on it, laying on a side table in a flat way. I also have a container of water, a lit tea light, an incense stick, a bell, a raisin, and a bowl of fresh flower petals that I'm going to use in doing the puja. I start with the water, sprinkling some water on all four sides of the blackboard chart to purify the space for where we're doing the puja. I also sprinkle some water on top of me to symbolically purify me. And I sprinkle a few drops of water out into space towards everyone for symbolic purification. Now we start with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles. Om Shring Gam, Om Shring Gam, Om Shring Gam. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja. And I ask him to remove all obstacles in the lives of the participants in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of our lives. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of us, now and always. And I thank him for his help with this. Now, we invoke a short Tamil chant asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atihar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla. Ave Nalla Nalla. Atihar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla. Ave Nalla Nalla. Atihar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank St. Yanasamunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we turn our attention to the time elements that are active right now in my local area. We start with the time element of the day. Today is Wednesday, which is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury on the blackboard chart. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now, we honor the time element of the star that the moon is in. At the moment, the moon is in a star called Revati. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Revati. Now we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. Right now we are in the first waxing moon called Pratipat in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Pratipat Devye Namaha. Om Pratipat Devye Namaha. Om Pratipat Devye Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that's ruling the hour. In my local area, this is the moon. I put flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now, we're going to acknowledge the yoga and the karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these time elements, we would not use flower petals. We would say their names in Sanskrit 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Brahma, which has energies that are trustworthy. Brahma, Brahma, Brahma. And the karana that's active right now is one called Bhava, which has energies of creativity. Bhava, Bhava, Bhava. Now, we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. At the moment, the ascendant is in the sign of Meena, or Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter. We start with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign as a gesture towards his importance at the moment. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we're going to honor the various planets that are sitting in Pisces at the moment. We're going to honor Neptune, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, and Jupiter. We start with honoring Neptune for being in Pisces at the moment. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purvabhadrapada, a star that can help with energies for enlightenment, charity, and purification. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhajapadaye Namaha. Purvabhajapada's star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhajapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we're going to honor the Sun and Mercury, who are both in the same star. So we will honor both of them before I invoke the star. I start with the Sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Next, we honor Mercury for being in Pisces. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Mercury and the Sun are both in a star called Uttara Bhajapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can help with business development. I put the flower petals across the Sun and Mercury. Om Uttara Bhajapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhajapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhajapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhajapada's star is ruled by Ayurbundia, an archetype who can help to guard treasures and valuables. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Uttara Bhajapada's star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Now we're going to honor the Moon and Jupiter, who are both in the same star right now. We will honor both of them before we invoke the star. I start with the Moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Next, we invoke Jupiter for being in Pisces. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. The Moon and Jupiter are both in a star called Revati, a star that can help with wealth and travel. I put the flower petals across the Moon and Jupiter. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Revati's star is ruled by Pushan, an archetype who helps with taking care of animals and helps those who take care of animals, and also helps with travelers. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Revati star is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now, we pause for a moment and reflect on Mina or Pisces, a zodiac sign that is the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that helps with our intuition and also helps with our ability to understand our own inner life. And the sun, which is our soul and also a planet important for our health and our self-esteem. And Mercury, a planet that helps with communication and business and our sense of humor. And the moon, which is our mind and our emotions and our receptivity to light. And Jupiter, planet of optimism and planet that helps with everything related to spiritual teachings. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign that has a planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Venus and Uranus. Rahu and Venus are in the same star, so we will invoke both of them before we honor the star. I start with Rahu, as Venus has now crossed over him. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor Venus for being in Aries. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Rahu and Venus are both in a star called Ashwini, a star that gives energies for speed and healing. I put the flower petals across Rahu and Venus. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by the Ashwini Kumaras, horse-headed twins, who are sometimes called the physicians of the gods, as they have tremendous healing abilities. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we honor Uranus for being in Aries. I put the flower petals on him. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Uranus is in a star called Bharani, a star that has a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or power or energy. I put the flower petals on Uranus. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. We ask him to help us to be merciful and just towards others, and for there to be justice for everyone on this planet. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Bharani's star, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a fire sign with very active energy, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box, and Venus, a planet of joy and love and beauty, and a planet that helps us to enjoy material plane comforts, and a planet that helps with diplomacy. And Uranus, a planet that helps with success in life, higher intelligence, and also astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Mithuna or Gemini, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Mrgashira, a star that can give blessings toward enlightenment and also give us curiosity to be willing to try new things, go new places, have fresh adventures. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Mrgashira's star is ruled by Soma, a liquefied form of the moon in which she is a divine nectar or the Amrita of immortality. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Mrgashira's star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Gemini, which is Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Mithuna or Gemini, a zodiac sign with a great range of energies, today containing Mars, a planet that can help with protection and also help with healing. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put the flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati, a star symbolized as young shoots of plants blowing in the wind. Swati can give blessings towards independence. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, the archetype who rules the wind and the air element, and also is the father of Hanuman. Air is very important for us. We need air to fill our lungs every day. We put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, the most filled with energies for harmony, balance, fairness of all the zodiac signs, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto. We honor Pluto, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give long-lasting blessings for success. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasyes Namaha. Om Visvadevasyes Namaha. Om Visvadevasyes Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Uttarashada star, which is the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities so that we can access them again in this lifetime. Today contains Pluto, a planet that can help with rationality and science. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Saturn. We honor Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Satyabisha, a star that is symbolized as an empty circle. It's a star that has great healing energies and is sometimes has a nickname of 100 physicians. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Satyabisha's star is ruled by Varuna, the archetype who rules the rains and the oceans. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Satyabhisha's star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put more flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha, or Aquarius, the most humanitarian of all the zodiac signs, today containing Saturn, planet of patience and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the many piles of flower petals on it. And in the air, I circle the tea light around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of fire with the light and the heat to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Now, I take a lit incense stick to offer the air element and also a sweet fragrance. And I circle this above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Now I take a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I take a raisin, a small fruit, to represent the earth element, and I circle that above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Later, I will eat the raisin as a piece of prasad, or blessed food. Now I make prayer hands, and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us and into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened countries, enlightened laws, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can possibly do some short Q&A. I'm going to again swap out the chart for the rest of the video that we normally watch. Apologies as I make this swap. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. Right now, we have a little bit of time for a short Q&A period if you wish to post your questions in the chat. I'm grateful to Dr. Pillai for having learned this puja, and I'm grateful to being asked to do this program Monday through Friday, connecting with all of the divine beings. Barbara is saying in the chat, I noticed that today there are many planets in Pisces. Is this significant, and how can we make use of it? Yes, whenever there's a cluster of planets in a sign, there is a great deal of importance for the energy of that sign. Today we had, 5 planets in Pisces. We've got Neptune, Mercury, the Sun, the Moon, and Jupiter. So when there's a cluster like that, the energy of that sign is more emphasized for all of us. Pisces, it's the sign of the 2 fish, and the fish are creatures that have no feet. They literally never touch the earth. So they're said to be swimming in oceans of consciousness. And so they are, swimming in oceans of consciousness. This is more metaphysical, more transcendental type of energy. So the Pisces energy can be a little bit more dreamy, can be a little bit more focused on other dimensions. And so this is a time when perhaps you might rededicate yourself to your spirituality. For the Christian people, I know they're in the season of Lent right now. You might focus more on that, or you might be working more with your mantras, or connecting more with your spiritual teacher or counselors or mentors. So it's a time to maybe be a little bit more reflective of your spiritual life with that many planets sitting in Pisces right now. So perhaps to just maybe pay attention to omens and spiritual dreams and spiritual experiences. For example, while I had my guest house here, we were eating out on the patio and for breakfast in the morning. And she noticed a bird and took a picture of it. I was in the house doing something and she showed me the bird, and it was a falcon. And just the night before we had done a fire lab here, I had done it and she had attended as a guest, where it was invoking Horus along with Vishnu. And Horus is an Egyptian archetype who has the head of a falcon. So it felt like a really good omen for the various things that we were going to do that day. All right. Sherry is saying, today, exterminator and management are coming to do an exam for roaches. I have roaches still in my house, need help to eliminate all of them. So hopefully the exterminator and management will be able to give you a plan for how to do that. I'm not in a place right now, Sherry, where I can address the extermination of roaches with some suggestions. I believe that some people might set out plates of sugar mixed with baking powder. The sugar attracts them, and the baking powder is something they can't really digest. And so sometimes that's a natural way where people get rid of them. But if you have them in a great amount, you may have to work with the exterminator to get rid of that. It's a practical thing to take care of. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. When we have to kill something like an insect or a roach, you can still give them a blessing. One of my earlier teachers had said, for example, if we had to kill a mosquito or something, to wish it a rebirth in a higher loka or a higher dimension. So you can make a prayer like that for the roaches if you have to, take them out to kill them, would be a suggestion. Just wish them rebirth in a higher world. Okay. All right, Barbara, I hope that was helpful for you. We've got a lot of planets in Pisces, and I would say it's a good time to just, take a look at your spiritual life. Are your meditations still feeling fresh? Sometimes we have to switch things around a bit, maybe meditate in a different place, work with a different technique. You should never feel bored with your spiritual life. It means it's time to switch things around. We want our spiritual life to feel dynamic, and having something dynamic doesn't just happen once. It's a quality where we have to keep refreshing it over and over again. All right. So those are the questions that I see in the chat. And I will go ahead now and end the stream for today. I apologize for the technical glitches that we're having at the moment of swapping the chart in and out of the video. And I've got another glitch happening here today, that the computer that I normally post things on in the chat before we get started has got a little bit of an issue for me with that. So doing the best I can to present the program. We'll get through it, but thank you for tolerating a little bit of funkiness with it. Okay, the light in me appreciates and honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all. May you have a beautiful, productive day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Namaste.